Welcome back. Nearly 36 House Democrats signing on to a letter urging President Biden to give up the sole authority to launch a nuclear strike, noting past presidents have, quote, exhibited behavior that caused other officials to express concern about the president's judgment. But Sean Hannity calling this an embarrassment for President Biden. Listen.
It's unconstitutional. That's first of all. There's one commander-in-chief. It is not the U.S. Congress. There is zero constitutional ambiguity here. But second of all, what do these Democrats know about Joe Biden that maybe the rest of us don't?
Dagan, your thoughts on diluting the power of President Biden?
It's a classic power grab by Democrats that they want to pull power away from the executive branch into the legislative branch, and general ignorance of the Constitution, which is what Sean Hannity was pointing out. Maybe it's about Biden, but maybe it's about their own lust for power.
Harris, you brought up such a great question in your last hour Faulkner Focus, which was, doesn't this convey a lack of faith in our commander-in-chief or an internal weakness to our global adversaries?
Yeah, you know, Marine veteran Joey Jones and I were talking about this because you don't want your enemies to look across the table, Iran, should Biden let them back into a situation where they could be heading back into a deal. You don't want them to look across the table at whoever is representing the president of the United States now and think, well, they're weakened. I can pretty much get what I want. I mean, they may think that anyway, just based on their own hubris or whatever they think they're experiencing. But you don't have to quantify it for them. You don't have to check that box and say, yeah, we are weak. I mean, either you trust the commander-in-chief, the guy who's in charge of your military decisions if you should go to war, because Congress has not done its job getting in the game of that and pressing to be back at the table for that issue of declaring war. So maybe they do want to take some power away from the executive, but why don't they take it away or take it back based on something that they actually constitutionally can do? I mean, this just seems like they want something and they're just going to take it from the president. They wanted it from the last president too, right? They said that Trump was not the person that they wanted to have these nuclear powers either. I mean, they are just thirsty, and dangerously so, because they agree very little on very much of anything. Their approval rating is like younger than my oldest daughter.
All right. Next up ahead, we will be covering...
14, by the way.
All right, stay with us. Up ahead, Amazon yanking a conservative book off its online shelves after quietly making a change in its criteria on hate speech.